You're right.
You ready to roll 5-star?
Let's do it.
Let's hit it.
Time to buckle in.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
It's time for 5-Star Rewind.
Hello?
Tiki and Tierney's top 5 games from this past weekend.
I'm just about that action, boss.
Here we come. It's a man's game now.
All righty, Tiki, here we go. First up, we always start with the Sunday night game and a big Dallas Sunday night stage. And just like that, the lights seemingly going out on the boys.
Bradford takes the snap. He fakes to Murray. He's back. He steps up. He fires. It's complete. Across the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Jordan Matthews! The Eagles win! The game is over. Jordan Matthews catches the pass from Bradford and takes it home, and the Eagles win in overtime.
That's one of the distinctive voices there in the NFL. Merrill Reese doing the thing and doing his work on Eagles Radio Network. Final score 33-27, Dallas 2-6, and the Philadelphia Eagles 4 up and 4 down.
Yeah, they are, and they're finally getting some stability with his offense. Sam Bradford's wasn't spectacular, but he didn't make any mistakes. The run game with DeMarco Murray and Ryan Matthews put up 172 yards. Most importantly, they didn't have any turnovers, and that was really the difference in this game. Matt Castle played pretty well, 3 touchdowns, but that one interception for Jordan Hicks, which was a 67-yard pick six, ultimately made the big difference. Now losing 6 in a row. They have the Bucs and the Dolphins left before they have Tony Romo back. But Tony Romo, you come back and guess who you play? The Carolina Panthers.
No,
so
you better be healthy.
It might be the end for the Dallas Cowboys after all these losses in a row.
0-6 without Romo. Wow. We move on. Meanwhile, in Indianapolis, the former King playing second fiddle in the house he built.
Manning needs 3 yards to break Brett Favre's record. Snap is to Manning. Play action again. Back to throw. He's hit as he throws. It is intercepted by the Colts. They've got it at the 40-yard line. Is that Darius Butler? The Colts come up with an interception. Darius Butler.
What a play. That's how it sounded. Bob Lamey doing his thing on the Colts radio network. Denver, for some reason, getting away with what they do well. Just 14 carries. Andrew Luck got popped left and right, hung in there. Big character win for Pagano's team.
Yeah, it was a big character win for Andrew Luck and Chudzinski, the new offensive coordinator, because he gave the rock to Frank Gore. 28 carries, which is the most obviously he's had all season long. 83 yards. Wasn't great, 3 yards per carry, but he did have a touchdown. And when you have a quarterback who's struggling with interceptions like Andrew Luck was, run the rock, you get it better. On the other side, Peyton Manning's 2 bad interceptions, one early that put them down 17-0, and then obviously the one we just heard. More importantly, Aqib Talib, when this team had a chance to win, stupid eye gouging. What is this, WWE? Eye gouging.
Roddy Piper was good at that. That was one of his go-to moves.
Gave a first down to the Colts, and they obviously were able to hang on and roll this game out, but tough loss for the Denver Broncos. They are now of the defeated instead of undefeated.
Great player, classless move.
Stupid move.
That's just weak.
Stupid move.
We move on, jumping over to the Carolina Panthers, still looking for a little national respect, and I think this should do the trick.
Packers trail the Panthers, 4th down and goal. Aaron Rodgers out of the shotgun, moves Starks to his right. From the 4, they need end zone. Motion from a receiver. Here's the shotgun snap. A look right, a look left. Pressure to the backfield. Hit as he throws. Picked off. Interception. Panthers at the 3. Thomas Davis gets his 3rd INT of the season, and the Panther defense holds on 4th down and goal. K-Wan Short gave the big pressure and hit on Aaron Rodgers as he threw the pick.
All right, that's how it sounded over on Westwood One Sports. John Sadak on the mic, and the Carolina Panthers 8 up and none down. And the Green Bay Packers starting to spring a couple leaks. Suddenly 2 losses. Aaron Rodgers getting popped again.
Yeah, he's getting hit a lot. 5 sacks that they gave up, and he was under constant pressure after this game because Randall Cobb was wide open. He's like, something spooked me. Yeah, you know what spooked you? You felt like every time you dropped back to pass, someone was in your grill. Lots of things going wrong with the Green Bay Packers. We talked about it. The O-line is a big issue, but Eddie Lacy, remember how good Eddie Lacy was a couple years ago? He's kind of disappearing right now. Only 5 carries for 10 yards on the day, but on the other side, Cam Newton, you got to put him in the MVP category right now, not because of his stats, because he only completed 50% of his passes, but of his 297 yards, 150 of them, 150 yards came on big plays. A 59-yard pass, a 52-yard pass, a 39-yard pass. When they need big plays, somehow Cam Newton always gets it done. He is the ultimate catalyst for this Carolina Panthers squad.
He's bold and a lot of intrigue here, Teague. We move on to the state of Minnesota. It was a tight one and some big hits, and not everybody buying that they were all clean.
Teddy, play action. He looks to the left, protected beautifully, looks to runs for the first down to the 20. Hit by LaMarcus Joyner. Flag comes in. Another penalty on these Rams. That's number 10. Let's move those chains.
Yeah, Teddy a little slow to get up. It didn't look like it was that big of a hit, but more of a forearm across. And when Teddy rolled over, Paul, his eyes were shut.
The hit on Bridgewater knocked him out. Did you feel that was a cheap shot, and could you elaborate?
No, I won't elaborate, but yes, I do.
What did it do for your sideline, just the emotion and players, coaches after that hit?
I would say if we were out in the street, we probably would have had a fight.
Fighting words there, no doubt. Paul Allen on the Vikings radio network. Head coach Zimmer with his response. The St. Louis Rams going down. Big win. Minnesota 6-2. St. Louis 4-4. Was it dirty?
Yeah, it was dirty. LaMarcus Joyner, when a quarterback gives himself up in a sliding situation, you kind of just have to touch him. He cannot go any farther. LaMarcus Joyner, who claims, I think this is probably true, he's a friend of Teddy Bridgewater, a family friend of Teddy Bridgewater. He knows his mom. That wasn't a cool thing. Teddy Bridgewater goes out, but the Minnesota Vikings hold on. This wasn't a pretty game by any means. Lots of field goals. Quarterback play on both sides was kind of but it was a running back battle. And Todd Gurley, first time under 100 yards in the last 4 weeks. Adrian Peterson, he got over 100 yards, 125 and a touchdown. That was the difference at the end of the day. And this game has a big implication 5-6 weeks from now when we start talking about the playoffs, because the Rams are just on the outside looking in. The Minnesota Vikings are in it right now.
Tiki said AP more yards than Gurley, so the master outdueling the prodigy. We move on. Final game of the day here. Meanwhile, it was a wild one at Heinz Field, and even without Big Ben late, the Steelers still handling biz.
Landry Jones in the shotgun. Throws the quick pass over the middle. It's pulled in. Antonio Brown on his way. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, and he goes out of bounds near sideline at the 18-yard line. Charles Woodson was in pursuit, and that is 17 catches for Antonio Brown, and probably the biggest for him this game.
Well, if the Vikings and the Rams might have some long-term implications down the road in the NFC, this one certainly fits the bill in the AFC. It's how it sounded. Bill Hillgrove on the Steelers radio network. A 3-point win. Still, though, is getting it done at home.
Yeah, he definitely was. And Antonio Brown with 23 targets, 17 receptions, 284 yards. Big Ben's favorite on the day, but Big Ben hurt his foot. He's going to be out for probably 3 weeks to a month. That could have an impact on their playoff chances as we move down. On the other side, though, the Derek Carr-led Oakland Raiders are so exciting. Latavius Murray had 96 yards before he got knocked out of the game with a concussion. And Michael Crabtree, people talk about Amari Cooper all the time. Michael Crabtree had his third 100-yard game on the season and 2 touchdowns. They're a team to still be reckoned with. They may not be ready quite yet, but they're definitely one to keep an eye on.
Oh, they also have the tiebreaker over the Jets if it comes down to that. There it is. So the Steelers 5-4 and the Oakland Raiders 4 up and 4 down. A busy week 9 around the NFL.